Welcome to the Iovox APS2 package on the OSA platform. If you want to increase revenues and enhance your engagement with your SMB customers, Iovox is a great product for you. A call tracking and analytics tool aimed at SMBs. Before I move on to the OSA demo, have a quick look at this screen. We'll return to it later in the presentation. This is the customer control panel that I'm sure you're familiar with. To allocate a new number, we simply need to follow 3 steps. So let's do that now. As you can see, we've previously allocated 4 numbers to this account. APS Demo 1, 2, 3 and 4. All we need to do now is allocate a new number. To ensure that we know where the calls are coming from, we're going to tag the number with a name. So we're going to call this APS Demo 5. One of the most important things that we can do as far as routing is concerned is play a whisper tone to the person that receives the call. Simply type in here the message that you want transferred into a voice. We're going to put APS event. Every time a call is delivered, the person answering the call will hear this brief whisper so they will know the context of the call. We're going to send these calls to Brian on the number shown. If Brian can't answer the call, then what we do is send it to an alternative destination. All we do is click on this box and choose the person that's most appropriate to answer these calls. So we've added Quentin. That's it, that's the routing done. All we need to do now is choose a number. We're going to choose a local number, a local UK number. In this case, we're going to choose Southport. So we click and it's loaded. Over here you can see what happens with email alerts and voicemail alerts. The boxes are automatically checked. This means that the people associated with the call plan will receive the missed call alerts and the voicemail alerts. That's it. All we need to do now is simply save. Now we can move on to the next page, where we can review all of the numbers that we've set up and where they're going to. As you can see, we've set up APS 1, 2, 3, 4 on our most recent APS 5. If we click on APS 5, we're brought through to the contacts page, where we can see who we've allocated to answer the calls. Quentin and Brian have been used to answer all of the calls on the APS 5 account. What we need to do now is go to the analytics page just to see what the customer is going to receive on a weekly basis. This is the report that's sent to your customers on a weekly basis. It clearly illustrates all the activity on the account, how many calls, whether they were answered, unanswered or received busy. Your customer can drill down on further information by clicking on the blue button which says Full Stats. This will take them back to your portal where they can see all of the other views. This daily view will then show how many calls have been sent, which campaigns are driving calls and which campaigns are not driving calls, how many calls were delivered, answered, engaged or unanswered. Other views are also available. You can use the date picker to review a particular week, maybe a week where you've had more activity. You'll be able to see whether or not you've got enough staffing on particular days of the week, whether you get calls at weekends that remain unanswered, and whether you should adjust your staffing accordingly. You'll also see the total amount of calls and the unique callers for any given week. And now we move on to the hourly view. It's important to establish when calls are delivered and at what time of day. It may well be that you need to increase your opening hours, as some calls may be delivered to you outside of normal office hours. This will ensure that every lead is answered and every opportunity is taken. Thank you for your time. I'm sure you'll agree, call analytics and call tracking is a must-have for any small business.